Hey, what's going on, fight fans? Hey, Coach D the Wild Man. You know what time it is. We're going to talk about Dustin Poirier. And he had a little bit of a crash out at the airport. I believe it was in Atlanta. And with somebody of that stature, always seemed like a good guy, always seemed like he had it all together. Now he's crashing out at the airport. So what did we miss? And the only thing I could think about is the price of fame, right? He made a comment, like he said, some days I'm good, some days I'm not. If I'm not pursuing something or having something to get into, sometimes it's a rough day for me. And I get exactly what he means. Saying when I first got out of the Marine Corps, right, my first year out the Marine Corps was hell. Because I joined back in '88 when it was hardcore about being a Marine, which means think about training a pit bull to protect the house. That's all he knows. So when he ain't protecting the house, what is he doing? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where my head was at. So I can imagine where Dustin Poirier's head is at, where if he's not in a fight camp, he just came off a fight. You know what I'm saying? He got to do interviews, get ready for the next fight. You know what I'm saying? So that was that cycle for as long as he'd been in the UFC, right? And then on top of that, all that fame that comes with, being at the highest level, you know what I'm saying? Fighting some of the best fighters, being a big name. And with that comes money. I Googled his net worth. They said he made like 17 to 20 million dollars his whole time in the UFC, something around there. I could be wrong. I was going off Google, So what if you made that kind of money, right? And you came from the bottom, now you're doing well. You done took your family up. They're living in nice homes. They got nice cars. They're going to the best schools, kids, and everything. Everything you can want, right? But now it's over. Now you done retired, right? You don't have to go to camp no more. You don't have to gear up for a fight. You know what I'm saying? You're not taking no damage, you know? So what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can, be a full-time dad, live off your money, open up a gym, you know what I'm saying? But where does that fire come from? Where's that hunger to battle? That's what happens when you're a soldier. And on top of that, you're famous. What happens when the fame goes away? There's no more calls for interviews. There's nobody saying, "Hey, can I get an autograph?" There's nobody talking about, "Hey, you see that last fight, Dustin win?" Nobody's saying that. You in a supermarket and nobody recognizes you. You're not on TV. All that stuff goes away. Some people can handle it and some people can't. Look at John Jones, crash out. Still at the highest level, crash out. Conor McGregor, crash out. BJ Penn, crash out. Some of your highest stars have all crashed out at one point or another because, hey, everybody comes up from the bottom to the top. Some can handle it, some can't. So, I can't really go in too bad on Dustin because, hey, it's hard to have a balance when you're always gearing up for battle. You know what I'm saying? Then when there's no battle, what are you gearing up for? He's a man, testosterone stays high. It's kind of hard to explain if you don't do it. If you haven't been doing something that you have to perform at the highest level and the hardest level for a long period of time, right? So, hey, put him in your prayers, man, because it's not something easy to deal with when it's all over. And you got to be just that guy. Look at all these stars who's crashed out when the fame goes away. I forgot what actor was talking about it. They said, would you rather lose money or lose fame? Right? Somebody said, I'd rather lose money. Because once you lose fame, a lot of people have a hard time dealing with the loss of fame. Because that popularity could become addicting, to where you can't wait for somebody to ask for an autograph or to shake your hand or to want to be around you, or in your inbox, you know what I'm saying, or talking about you. When that goes away, some people can't deal with it, right? And I'm not saying that's Justin, but, Dustin, not Justin, Dustin. But like I said, he has nothing to gear up for. And right now, he's just coming off it, trying to get used to being retired. It ain't easy. But it is what it is, So shouts out to him. Hey, do what you got to do, Dustin. Sorry you got arrested, buddy. It is what it is. This is Coach D doing what I'm doing, kind of like I see it, talking my share of shit, To hear from me again, peace out.